With us now is a face you'll probably recognize, Dan Pelchat, Mayor of South Lyon. Welcome, Dan.
Hey, great to see you.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely happy to be here.
Good. Let's talk about life in South Lyon, how things are going as mayor, and all that stuff. So, first, let me ask you, how do you feel things are going overall as it relates to, the city initiatives and different projects that are happening?
Oh, that's a great question, Rich. It's been a little bit of a learning curve and getting everyone on the same page over at City Hall and with City Council, and obviously dealing with the absence of a true city manager. But and just really quickly, Chief Lloyd Collins has done a fantastic job.
Sure.
It's been a little bit of a experience, having a rookie mayor, but I feel like we've done a very good job, although it's taken a little bit of time of getting the council to be able to work together, at least better than probably we have in the past,
Okay.
Understanding each other, and the communication seems to be going well on where everyone's goals and future ideas are.
Okay.
We've been able to hire Mike Bovin to come in and replace Bob Martin.
Right.
I mean, when the election wrapped up in middle November, there was a lot of things going on here, priority things that needed to be addressed immediately.
Yeah.
And it was a little, just being honest, it was a little chaotic there for a little while, but I feel like a fawn that's been able to get his legs underneath him here now. So, yeah, right. And that's a big thanks to a lot of people, former council members that have helped me in understanding how to put these meetings together and run them more efficiently, and just people giving me honest feedback on how to be better at what we're trying to do here. So I feel like we've taken some baby steps. I don't want to jinx us and look and talk it up too much, but progress is being made.
Yeah. Well, you brought up an interesting point about the role of council and mayor. I think some people sometimes misunderstand what the role of the mayor is compared to, say, the role of city manager. So can you help clarify something?
So one of the things I've been talking to, so one of the funnest things I've been able to do since being in office is the second graders in the community all have a social studies curriculum that actually talks about this exact thing. And what I would tell them when I get there is, I'm not like the mayor of Chicago or of Flint or Detroit. The city manager truly handles the day-to-day stuff, paperwork and in charge of all the different departments, whereas really the role of the mayor here in a city manager mayor format is, help council accomplish their goals, give the city manager direction on what our goals are for the city, and more of a role like that. And it says, even I believe right in our charter, that it's more of a figurehead role here than it would be for some of the bigger names that you hear at mayor coast to coast.
Yeah, but it's definitely more than figurehead. You're doing more than watching ribbon cuttings and things like that. I mean, we've seen the council meetings, and we know there's a lot that goes on in the day-to-day operations of being a mayor. But it's not like but it's not a 9-to-5 job. It's almost I mean, I know they get a little bit of money, but it's almost basically a volunteer position.
It is, and I think that's a great way to look at it if you want to get involved in something like this. And I actually, when I was speaking with Diane from the Lyon today, it's a nice surprise when you get the paycheck. Don't get me wrong, but don't get involved for the money. You need to love you need to love the community and want to be involved, and that's rewarding enough, honestly. Like the paycheck is nice, but yeah, you're not going to get rich being mayor here.
Well, what are some of the things that you, Dan Pelchat, as a city resident, what are you interested in seeing accomplished within the city, separate from what the council does and all?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the idea here, I think where South Lyon has a problem, and it's not necessarily a problem, that's a bad word. I think where we're having some conflict is old South Lyon and meeting new South Lyon, and how do we merge these two things of moving the city forward into the the new decade or century, or there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people in the community that have been involved in a long time, and they're kind of set in their ways, and then we have some new residents that come in and have all these great ideas, and I don't think it's fair I hear a lot of the comparisons to Northville and Plymouth, and those are beautiful cities, and Howell and all that. But South Lyon has its own unique character here, and I think the important thing that we are striving for, at least me personally, is mixing the best of the new with the best of the old, and going forward in that route. Whether it's downtown, any sort of future developments, does it stay true to who we've been and who we want to be going forward? So
that's a great answer. Super. All right. So so here we are in spring of 2018. What is one of the most important things you'd like to see accomplished, say, in the next 12 months?
Well, number one, obviously, is we need to hit a home run on our new city manager.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It is in the very early stages of our search, but something that I've been thinking about at least since last week when we saw the direction that this was going was this is a type of decision that's going to be a part of the city, could be far longer than me or anyone on the council.
Sure.
And so we need to put aside our differences and make sure we knock this out of the park.
Yeah.
Because this will probably direct where the city's going to be going for at least the next decade.
Yeah,
So that's number one. And truthfully, and I know you're going to, the broadcasters never like this response, but it's hard to look past that right now. Things keep coming up, and that's what being involved in a municipality like this is. Real life happens. So things are going to pop up, but number one, stapled to the top is nailing the city manager search.
You nail that down, and there's a ton of other things that get taken care of by that. That's a huge first domino, right? And so a lot of things will be better off because you have a really solid city manager.
Well, I agree. I mean, because that's going to help us come up with a direction. And like I said, I can't state this enough. Chief Collins has been an absolute joy to work with, and really has allowed me to be able to get a little bit of personality and understand where we want to go with this as a mayor. And so, I can't credit him enough for that help. But, this is getting a true city manager in there. We should be able to start trying to track down some funds for our parks and recs and stuff like that, where, and whatever we need to do to start kind of focusing in on that type of stuff going forward, that a city manager really should be assigned to, not necessarily kind of mopping up the mess that was left on the desk. So
good point. Well, super. Dan, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Always good talking with you.
Well, thank you, Rich, and thank you to the Cable Commission for everything you guys do. You guys doing a great job out there.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.